Listen, let me tell you about a man called Connor, the kind of man who walks with authority because of his wealth and influence. By the time I am done with this story of suspense and slow calculated revenge, you will know about what a woman who finally realized her worth can do to an abusive woman beater. You will laugh because this same Connor who thought he finally had a constant punching bag would soon become the most disgraced husband. But wait, I am getting ahead of myself. Let us start from the beginning, my loves. This is Nneka and Connor, the perfect power couple. He's a billionaire philanthropist, a champion for women. But every beautiful palace can have a monster in its basement. Connor Adeyemi. The world sees a saint. He builds shelters for battered women. He says no woman should ever feel pain. The irony will soon kill you. And this is Nneka, a genius software engineer. Quiet. But her mind is a weapon nobody sees coming. Not even her husband. But at home, the mask comes off. The saint becomes a predator. And his wife becomes his favorite punching bag. He doesn't hit in anger. He hits with calculation. A cold, precise violence designed to break her spirit, not just her skin. And he whispers with a smile, "Who will believe you, Nneka? The world loves me. You are nothing." He isolated her. Cut her off from family. From friends. She was alone in a golden cage with a wolf. Then, a miracle. A baby. A tiny seed of hope in her darkness. She thought this would change him. She was wrong. He accused her of trapping him. Of using a child to steal his money. The hope in her eyes died in that moment. The beating that followed was the worst. Not because of the pain, but because of his target. He aimed for her stomach. For the child. He wasn't just beating his wife. He was destroying his own heir. You won't believe what happened next. As she fell, she felt the life inside her fade. And with it, the last piece of the woman she used to be. He looked down at her, a broken thing on his expensive floor. And he straightened his tie. Business as usual. At the hospital, they said it was a tragic accident. She said nothing. But inside, a new Nneka was being born. A woman of steel and fire. He brought her flowers. The world saw a grieving father. She saw the devil smiling in her face. Very wicked man. She came back to the house of horrors. But this time, she wasn't a prisoner. She was a spy. And this was her mission. Her tears were gone. Replaced by a plan. She would not run. Oh no. She would burn his whole world to the ground. Her first weapon. Evidence. She would turn his own home into a film set. And he was the star of his own horror movie. She planted her eyes and ears everywhere. In the clocks. In the vents. He was always watching her. Now, she was always watching him. The trap was set. The perfect prisoner was now the warden. And the warden was ready for war. She became the perfect, quiet wife. No more fights. No more defiance. He thought he had won. He was so wrong. Weapon number 2. His money. Using her tech skills, she began to siphon it. Small amounts. Untraceable. A digital ghost. He noticed small market fluctuations. A loss here, a bad investment there. He blamed the economy. Not the ghost in his house. Then, she dug into his past. And found the others. The women who disappeared after dating the great Connor Adeyemi. She reached out. A simple question to a ghost from his past: did he hurt you too? The answer would change everything. Chioma. A former model. Her career mysteriously ended after a mental breakdown. After Connor. Amora. A brilliant singer who lost her voice after a stress-induced condition. She hadn't sung a note since him. A secret sisterhood was formed. They were the survivors. And together, they would become his judges and executioners. Nneka showed them the evidence. The same patterns. The same calculated cruelty. They were not alone. Their truth was real. And as he launched his greatest lie, a foundation for women, the 3 women he broke started planning his funeral. The money drain became a flood. Millions, routed through fake companies, vanishing into digital black holes. His empire had a silent, bleeding wound. His accountant warned him. Major losses, sir. Connor fired him. Arrogance is a disease that makes you blind. Chioma unearthed her own buried past. The police report he paid to disappear. It was another piece of the puzzle. Amora found a weakness. A man too scared to talk, but not too scared to confirm the monster Connor really was. The evidence was overwhelming. A mountain of proof. But Nneka wasn't going to the police. She was going to the court of public opinion. He bought her gift, thinking his submissive wife was finally broken. He didn't know that smile was her sharpest knife. The 3 sisters met. The plan was set. D-Day was the grand opening of his foundation. The world would be watching. Nneka coded her master weapon. A digital virus that could hijack any screen, anywhere. She would turn his triumph into his live execution. He practiced his speech about empowering women. Every word was a lie. And soon, the world would taste the truth. The night before the storm. Nneka was not afraid. She was ready. The mouse was about to eat the cat. D-Day. The rich, the powerful, the press, all gathered to celebrate a monster. Little did they know, they were guests at a public hanging. He basked in the glory. She walked beside him, a queen heading to a battle she had already won. He gave her his final order. Smile for the cameras. She looked him dead in the eye. And she smiled. It was a promise. She sat in the front row. Her phone, a detonator. Her heart, a stone. The countdown began. He spoke about giving women a voice. Hypocrisy dripped from every word. But his time for talking was over. It was time. The hunter was in the sight. She pressed the button. The screen behind him glitched. A new title appeared, The Real Connor Adeyemi. The audience was confused. He was confused. He turned, seeing his own face replaced. The first trickle of fear entered his heart. What was happening? Then, Nneka stood up. Every eye turned to her. The quiet wife was now the center of the universe. She walked to the stage, each step an echo of the beatings she endured. She was walking to her freedom, through his destruction. She took the microphone from his frozen hand. She didn't look at him. She looked at the world. She spoke only 5 words. 5 words that shattered his life forever. My husband is a woman beater. He laughed. Called her hysterical. But then Nneka spoke again. Let me show you. And she pressed her phone again. The screens erupted with his violence. The first slap. The audience gasped. The live broadcast was now a snuff film. Clip after clip. His cruelty, his venom, played for the world to see. The scent was a demon, and everyone saw it. Then, the final clip. Him kicking her, killing their unborn child. The room fell into a silence of pure horror. Chaos. The crowd turned into a mob. His reputation, his legacy, evaporated in seconds. He was finished. As the police dragged him away, Nneka leaned into the mic. She had one last bullet to fire. Your accounts are empty, Connor, she said. The money is with the women you broke. We are your match. And so, the monster went to prison. And the survivors used his wealth to build a real sanctuary of true peace. a place of power. And so my listeners, never underestimate the power of a woman. You too can redeem yourself and other women around you, because it is us women that makes the world to be brighter, so therefore our light itself cannot be dim. Please make sure to subscribe for all African folktales. Also put down what you have learnt in the comment section. See you next week, my loves.